Hey, hello everyone, MFPallytime here. Welcome to Rogue Legacy 2. Look at all of this in all of its glory. I finally got a streamer benefit, my dude. I got early access to this a week ago or something, and I've been playing it, and I gotta tell you, I've been having a pretty good time. This is the early access build of the game. I think a patch did roll out yesterday, so the game may have changed from what I played early on. We tried to make this video already, and my controller, it died. The batteries ran out. I tried to play on mouse and keyboard, and I could not do it. So, this is the first half an hour-ish of Rogue Legacy 2. I'm going to show you what I've noticed that I like, the few things that I don't like, if I can remember them, and how this game is different from the first. Because as a lot of you know, I was a huge fan of Rogue Legacy 1, and I like a lot of what I see here so far. Keep in mind, this is the early access version. There's more to come. That was a weird burp. I'm pressing the any button. Start a new legacy. Oh, they have a nice thing to read. In 2013, we began a journey that we could not have dreamed of. And it still continues today. Isn't that nice, dude? Isn't that nice? Start a new legacy! The time has passed and they have not returned. The estuaries have decayed. The kingdom demands deliverance. Sign the contract, and your children shall succeed you. Look at that, dude. Once you cast off, there is no turning back. Was that good? Yeah, that was subtle. That was good. So the art style is a little more drawn in this time than it was in the previous ones. When I first saw their teasers leading up to the release, and I saw that the art style changed, I gotta be honest, I was a little skeptical. But once you get into the game, it actually feels pretty cozy. We've managed to cross the waters undiscovered. A few guards patrolled the west walls, but we were able to remove them without raising a signal. At sundown, we start ascending the wall. Provisions should be waiting for us at the top. Actually, is it even the old voice yet? Or is it a young man's voice? Are we leaving those? No, it looks like there's dead bodies. We're seeing the chaos of our ancestor already, it looks like. So as you're playing through the game, there are these little journals hidden around. I'll try to read all of these really quick. We've bunkered in here for the last few days as Z and her spies prepped the west wall. They rigged the trapdoors ahead so that they can open them from below. Tonight, we make our move. There are heavier patrols ahead, but with all the fighting at the bridge, there should be no time for reinforcements. So on a Xbox controller, which is what I play on, X is still swing. Jump is still A, that's still the same. You can do a downward attack to jump off of some of the things in the environment, and you could do that with the left bumper or by pressing down and A. The left bumper actually feels really, really comfortable for this, mainly because it's just one button press aside from, as opposed to two, which is what you used to have to do. Although I think before you could just flick down, right? I'm trying to remember. Journal number 3, the diving bell cables. We need to pass the interior ramparts. We're waiting for us just like Z promised, but our scouts underestimated how much we'd need. We're short a few hundred feet. Looks like we'll have to get creative with this one. This is one of the things I was skeptical about when I first saw it. This is kind of a transport system that they use mostly for puzzles. And what it allows them to do is not have just square puzzles all the time. They can be all different shapes, and then this is how they lead you back to the entrance. You just travel through the tunnel. You can only enter a side that is illuminated, so that one over there would be the only one accessible to us, or this one here. And you use this to kind of navigate around. This is a great change here. Aerial recovery. When you take damage, you kind of get a bullet time effect, and it gives you time to react to what happened and decide where you want to go. So I could jump left. I could jump right. I could choose to not react at all and just fall, but time kind of slows down for a moment to help you make that decision. As a result of that, I feel the game is harder. I have died so much more in Rogue Legacy 2 than I think I did in Rogue Legacy 1, at least I think. And oh my god, I got through the first boss. I don't want to spoil anything yet, but oh my god, the first boss is hard. Looks like I've underestimated Z and her charisma again. Below me, I can see heads of all the misfits that have joined our ranks. When did so many rebels join? From here, it seems like an endless sea. This was supposed to be a suicide mission, meant for only a few. She's unknowingly rallied these souls to a lost cause, and my mistakes keep growing. This is it. The end of the line. Below us, there's a trick door which can only be opened with magic. Z says it should lead us straight to the estuaries. So this is it. Tonight we live and die with the sins I've committed. A lot of the secret doors before were things that you could kind of just spot and phase through. Now, however, you have to use spells to break walls like this one on the right-hand side. So, as a fighter or knight or paladin or whatever I am, I have two abilities. One is always block. So I'm always able to put the shield up. And for 50 mana, I can mitigate damage. But then we also have access to fireball, which we could throw out. It has a beautiful spell effect. That's one thing they fucking nailed in Rogue Legacy 2. The spell effects are just incredible, just great. One thing that has changed drastically since the first game is in the first game, only spell swords had access to this, or if you were using specific siphon runes, you could do something like this. But now every single class is able to regenerate mana by attacking. So when you were a paladin before, you kind of had to make the decision of, do I want to block incoming damage or do I want to use my spells to deal incoming damage? If you look up at the top left, every time I swing, we're getting 5 mana back, which means that I can afford to actually spam out some fireballs every now and then, but also keep up the main focus of my character, which is whacking stuff with my sword. This is a phenomenal change. The wizard gets, I believe, 15 back. The barbarian gets mana back as well. Every class in the game gets mana back so you can use your spells more, and that is an excellent change. I commend the developers. That is really, really good. I really like that. I imagine what happened is that they saw that spell swords were so popular just because they could do that and sustain runs with magic. But fuck me, dude. It's such a good change. It's such a good change. This is the beginning of the dungeon. You will see this area many, many, many times. Get very familiar with it. To improve your clear time, you can do a double ground slash with the left bumper to bust open that door. That's just something I learned about optimizing my own runs. From here on out, the dungeons are procedurally generated. We have no idea what we're going to find, other than a few staples. There is a boss that is always in the first area of the castle. Oh, this is actually huge. Holy shit. We'll come back to this. There's always a boss that is in the first area of the castle. He will always be here, and when you defeat him, I believe you can't fight him again. Again, I only played the early access version of the game, so I don't think anything's changed in that regard. Whap! 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 That wasn't too bad. That wasn't too bad. We did okay. We did okay. You can see there's some vines that regrow and spikes that could deal damage to us. That got a little sketchy there for a second, but we did it. The other thing that is guaranteed is the next area, I believe, is always to the right-hand side. So even though you may not know the exact layout of the dungeon, if you want to go deeper into the castle, heading to the right is probably the best way to do that. Now, as far as what we're hoping to accomplish this run, the fact that I'm still alive is something that I'm pretty happy with. As we kill enemies, we are collecting gold, and it looks like I'm not going to be able to collect too much more. Yeah, that was a pretty good fireball, if I do say so much. That guy's name is the McRib. Fun fact about the McRib, it's actually a bunch of neck meat from pork. Hey. Insider information. Every time the McRib comes back, neck trimmings for meat markets and stuff, the price goes way up. See, that's the kind of information you can only get here. That's the kind of information you only get from a third-generation butcher's son. Okay, this is huge. This is an artifact that we can unlock for our entire account and not just this character. We're gonna have this in every single mission, so it's actually really important that I try to unlock it. We're gonna get full health and full mana by going into this, and I hope it's enough. Oh, who here has stumbled into my abode? Sweet child, hast thou lost thine way? I am Ananke of the Shaw. I am an heirloom, an item of immeasurable power, and I can grant my power to those I deem worthy. Those who typically seek me are hardened, powerful warriors, but you, dear child, you're so soft and pudgy, very, very pudgy. Inside me lays the power of momentum. Conquer my challenge and my power is yours. But I warn you, child, the dangers are real and the consequences are severe. Now, I'm going in with 21 health and 15 mana. We're pretty weak. But like I said, we're going to get full mana going into this. So if my run was about to end, at least having last-ditched effort at this is a pretty good idea. So, there was a rune in the first game that you could equip to any piece of your gear. In the first game, you had to juggle runes based on equipment slot. So you had a rune that you could put in your helmet, a rune that you could put in your chest piece, a rune that you could put in your weapon, your gloves, and your cape. In this game, runes are just applied to your character, and they don't get assigned to equipment slot. And we'll go over runes soon. We don't have the Enchantress unlocked yet. One of the best runes in the game was the ability to just slide around like this. It enhanced your mobility like crazy. So instead of that being a required rune this time around, it's literally just an heirloom that you have to complete a challenge for, and then it's unlocked for your entire account. So theoretically, just with that being unlocked by default, the customization of your character has increased quite a bit. Now, we did this challenge yesterday, and I did okay. So today should be no different. We're gonna clear it. We're gonna clear it. This guy's got a double burn. We're okay. These are a new enemy that we haven't seen yet. They're daggers. I think these are like meant to be the replacement for the paintings that kind of laugh at you and then come at you. They're daggers that slowly take aim and then full speed just ramp towards you, and it gets real scary. Luckily, we actually have a lot of cover here from the map layout. Beautiful. I'm trying to be very careful. Okay, this part I just need to go. I don't even know if I can make it to the end. It looks like I did. I didn't know if that was actually possible. Will the fireball... No, it does not break through. Okay. Oh, shit. We're making it to the end. We're making it to... I'm gonna block. We took less damage. One down. Dash under. Perfect. Perfect. I don't know what's after this. This is where I died. This doesn't look that hard. I got this, dude. I got this, dude. Oh, big man over there. So we got to use the lantern to jump back up to be able to attack him. So I think it's going to be a slide jump. Ah, you tricked me! Please tell me it's over. Please, I have 14 health in a dream. 14 health in a dream, my dudes. Okay, I need to jump at the height. Perfect. We channel straight through this. Okay. Dash. Beautiful. Nothing to it. I got this. Oh my God, do I seriously have to fight more stuff though? Hello? Is this the end? Oh no. 12 health. Is there literally just someone waiting at the end to one-shot me? I know, he did it! Congratulations, sweet child. You have proven yourself worthy. Now come and claim your inheritance, the power of momentum, and let our souls bind together. Obtain Ananke Shaw. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Fuck yes, dude. I told you guys all I needed was a controller to play this game. I told you, dude. I'm a fucking pro at it. I'm gonna stop talking. So this is our first run. It's about to come to an end because I don't think my 12 HP is gonna carry me too much further. Wait, hold the phone. Does that mean... Oh. So what happens? What happens when you die in Rogue Legacy? Well, death in Rogue Legacy, just like real life, is just a part of living. Eventually, it's going to creep up on all of us, and you know what? That's okay. However, death isn't the end for your gold. Oh my God. So, death isn't the end for you. Oh, they improved this, by the way. The recap here, it's actually great. It shows you where we killed every enemy and the path that we took through the castle now. I thought that was really cool. So, we have 610 gold gathered from our first run into the area, and now we get to pick our heir. If you look down at the bottom right, you will notice that these heirs have different traits. You will also notice that these heirs have different B magic abilities. But all of our heirs are knights because that's all we have unlocked so far. Lady Jenny here is a knight that is a giant that is colorblind. Whereas Sir Matt here is an FMF fan. I don't know what that means. And he's bookish, so he's probably smart. He probably has more mana. And then Lady Esmeralda is combative. I added in more letters than there was there. So, based on this, I know that colorblind isn't that big of a deal, and being a giant can actually be good. Magic 8 Ball is a good ability. I think we're gonna go with Lady Jenny as our first heir. So now, Lady Jenny's gonna have a brand new castle to explore through that's different from the one that we just died in. However, before we get to that, this is where, or one of the ways, we can spend our gold. Traits now give gold modifiers. This is Universal Health Stare for 50 gold. We're laying down the foundation of our castle here for the rest of our heirs to be able to benefit from this as well. This does not only affect our character, but those that come after. Your kingdom has decided to tax the rich to care for the poor. A conscientious decision for sure, but let's see how it pans out. Certain traits now give gold bonuses. So those traits that we were looking at the bottom right of some characters, but before we picked our current one, some of those traits are more difficult to play with than others. Some of them are easier to play with than others. Like, at the end of the day, is being colorblind that much of a detriment? Probably not. So we probably wouldn't get too much of a gold bonus for playing with a colorblind character. But there is a trait where you only have 1 HP. And if we selected a character that had 1 HP, we'd be making bank off of those gold bonuses because it's such a risky playstyle. So the game inherently rewards you for making more difficult decisions if you feel like you're good enough at the game to actually do it. Now, we can further increase those bonuses if we had $1,500, which we do not. However, we can unlock the newest class. The Archer. Before the invention of archery range, most people practiced by firing arrows at their neighbors. Unlocks the Ranger class. Now, this is brand new to Rogue Legacy, and even though I really like my character, I'm gonna do it. You're able to unlock a new class, rain down the pain, and fletch foes from afar with an assortment of arrows. Rangers can't take a lot of hits, but they don't have to when they're shooting enemies from a million miles away. This is a great change that came in. Not only is there a new class with a new way to attack, but when you unlock the new class with the new way to attack, you can decide whether or not right now that you can say, you know what, I'd like to play a ranger instead of the knight that I was just playing. And they let you just swap it in. So now we get to try the brand new cool thing that we just unlocked. We also gain access to the Blacksmith if we have enough money. It looks like we do. A good home needs a good foundation. Unlocks the Blacksmith. What the Blacksmith lacks in creativity, he makes up for in his age. Gather blueprints for him and he'll strain his tired bones to the limit in order to craft you the most exquisite armaments that you have ever seen. Underneath the Blacksmith, we gain the ability to increase our weight capacity so we can wear heavier and more durable gear. Then on the right-hand side, we have the Enchantress. Lure the most capable Enchantress with a palace of pillows. Don't let her height fool you. The Enchantress is much smaller than she looks. Find runes for her and she can imbue you with magical powers, granting you the ability to siphon life from your foes, redirect damage, and improve your magical repertoire. And then we can buy some health as well. We have 160 remaining. We're definitely going to get the offshore bank account. It's so huge. Even if you have bad runs, it has a way of saving you. Before being transmogrified, the living safe hid money for the rich to keep from the poor. Now that he's on your side, he doesn't seem so bad. A percentage of the gold that you give to the devil is held by the living safe instead. What else do we want? Armor bonus is only good, right? There's no downside to armor bonus. We can't get a health bonus. Doesn't make sense to unlock another class right now because we want to play the ranger. Armor bonus it is. Now, this is what I was kind of afraid about. These areas that are locked on the castle, these are talents and unlocks and more characters and various upgrades that are going to be unlocked later. So we only have a limited amount of stuff that we can do in the early access build. But we'll see how far it takes us. Oh, no way! We actually kept the traits. That looks neat. We actually kept the traits from our other character. So we're a giant ranger who's colorblind. Let's talk to the Blacksmith. Oh, thanks for helping me build my black shop, kid. I ain't got a lot to my name, but I promise you, your investments in this here blacksmithery will pay off black wisely. I don't know what that means. I can't make much right now, because I don't have any blueprints. But if you and me work together, boy, we could start making some unimaginable things. And I mean that literally. Get me some of that Aphantasia. Can't see no pictures up in his noggin. That's why I need these blueprints. Oh, does he have a trait? Interesting. So here's the deal. You get me the blueprints and I'll charge you the money to make them. It's a win-win. I win because I get free blueprints. And I win again because I get a customer. Now let's stop dilly-dallying and let me show you what I've got in the black back of this black shop. Oh, so we actually can make something. It's a leather helm. It's going to cost 175. We only have 35 bucks, so we can't buy it right now. Okay. The Enchantress can add runes to our stuff, but we don't have any runes right now either, or the means to buy them, so we'll save that for a later date. And you should see a few pennies from our 35 gold get deposited into that safe that is floating there. One must pay the fee. 4 gold. It adds up. So I really like that, because if you're having bad run after bad run after bad run, at least you're saving something. At least you have something in storage waiting for you, you know what I mean? All right, I've never actually played a giant in this game, so I'm feeling pretty big. If I go back to these reset, whoop. So the archer is able to draw the bow back and actually pick a target. On the controller, it's not that bad. You know what, on mouse and keyboard, the actual shooting wasn't that bad either, so I can't knock it too much. It does take some getting used to, for sure though. Oof. It's just a trap room. Don't get hit. I probably can't do that, but I'll try. So if we would have completed that challenge and gotten to that chest, it likely would have been either a rune or a blueprint that we could have given to one of those dudes that we just unlocked. Ooh, that was a good shot. Unfortunately, I am taking a lot of damage. Before I die, because I don't feel like we're going to make it that much farther being this big. We're such a huge target for all of these projectiles. Before I get too much further, this is our ability. It's the magic 8-ball. It bounces 4 times or until it comes into contact with something, and it deals more damage each time it bounces. So if you can aim it properly, you can do some really cool stuff with it. Now, it does have a 50 mana cost, which is quite a lot. But remember, in this game, we just fucking die. I'll pick another ranger. Remember, in this game, we get mana back every time we hit something, so we are able to cast those spells relatively easily. Oh no, he has irritable bowel syndrome. I'm gonna go with the easy one. I'll jump back in because I want to show you the other ranger ability before we wrap this video up, because it's pretty cool. So while you're jumping in midair, you do kind of have physics moving your character around a little bit, which kind of sucks. But one thing you can do to counteract that is make your own platform. So let me show you what I mean first. When you're in the air, you can kind of slow your fall for a second, but then if you actually attack, you're propelling yourself backwards. I've fallen into so many traps with that, my dude. I have hit so many traps with that it's crazy. So instead of going into the air to fire out stuff, I found one of the best ways to navigate the area is by building your own platform. This is your Y ability. It does cost 50 mana, so it is kind of pricey, but it does allow you to navigate the game unlike any other character can. So we could even dash in here, set up above this guy, and then shoot down. We have height advantage on this guy. Height advantage actually really matters. If you see yourself falling towards some spikes or something, you can catch yourself immediately with a platform that you can make under your character. It makes the ranger not only feel very different in the way that it attacks normally, but also makes the ranger feel very, like, agile. Like, they have a lot of points in dexterity, you get what I mean? If I was a little more used to it, I feel like I could navigate around much easier, but with the new class, you approach the map in such a different way that I find it so interesting. And I just wanted to leave you with that. This is our first impressions of Rogue Legacy 2. I like it. I like it. Next few videos, I'm going to try to spotlight different classes. So I guess we'll do a few runs with the ranger here, and we'll head in and we'll see if we can get any better at aiming the shot. There's also a barbarian, the knight, which is the paladin, the ranger, and barbarian, the mage. The mage. Mage has some awesome spells this time too. So I hope you guys look forward to that. We're just going to knock out a few videos today live on Twitch, as long as the voice hangs out, my dude, because it's already feeling scratchy. But I hope you guys enjoyed our first look at Rogue Legacy 2. There will be more to come on Twitch, more to come on YouTube. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.